It is blowing. We're trying to hide from the wind. It's probably blowing all at 20 miles an hour, maybe more. You get these hot, windy days in the summertime. Might not be comfortable driving the boat around, but I tell you what, these are good days for fishing in a lot of cases. So we're just gonna pull crankbaits. And the neat thing about this, you just cover a lot of water. I've been on the road here a lot lately. I haven't been fishing a lot at home. And so a lot of times whenever I want to find fish or just sample a lot of water, I just put cranks behind the boat and go. We're gonna see if we can find a few walleyes here today. Fish? Oh yeah. There we go. Oh yeah, look at there. Nice walleye. Wind's blowing us all over the place, but got these windy days. Are great for trolling cranks. Oh, come here. Look at that. Look how fat they are. You know, you can see out here, this wind is probably blowing, goodness, all of 20. Probably gusting a little more. But on these hot, windy days, I just love pulling crankbaits. Got that hornet out of the net here. Bring this fish up here and just show her off. Probably about a, I don't know, 18-inch fish or so, but tell you what, just lots of walleyes like this here in Devil's Lake right now. You know, when you're trolling these shallow bowls and these shallow contours where there are a lot of weeds, I mean, you're going to find the weeds at times. You're going to get into the weeds and you're going to be cleaning weeds off your lures. And so one thing about this is that be diligent, you know, watch those rod tips. If you see any type of debris, if that vibration stops, get it in. Don't be afraid to run these lures really close to the boat. Even though you might only be trolling in 5, 6, 7, 8 feet of water, with this type of stain in the water, these fish, they'll let you drive right over the top of them. You don't have to let out very much line, and so run your lures and keep them close to the boat. Fish on. There we go. This is a better one here. Trolling with the, or against the wind is always tricky, but we're just basically just kind of driving around in circles out here. Oh yeah, there's a nice walleye. Look at that. Try to net her with one hand. Oh! All right. Wind's blowing us all over the place here. That is a chunker there. Look at that. That is what we're out here for. It's worth fighting the wind when you're catching them like this. Get her in the water here. And what I'm basically doing is just trolling these shallow flats in, I don't know, 5, 7 feet of water. There's some scattered weeds in places, but basically what I'm looking for, a lot of these bays, if you can imagine, these shallow bays are no deeper than 10 feet. You know, you'll just see, you know, this 5-foot flat, then there'll be just some bowls, 7, 8-foot bowls. I'm basically just trolling the edges of these bowls, and just an effective way to catch fish on Devil's Lake. And it's blowing out, we're protected from the wind. It's still windy here where we're at, but just a great way to catch fish. That right there, that's the lure doing all the damage. That's that number 5 Hornet. Just a phenomenal lure for trolling on Devil's Lake right now. Letting out to 20 feet. Put my clicker on. And that's the program. You know, and so the key to trolling crankbaits is being consistent. And if you're going to do a lot of trolling, money well spent is a precision trolling app. You can just pull it right up on your phone. I have a lifetime membership. You just pull up the lure and you can see how many feet of line you're going to be fishing. Then it shows you how many feet of line to let out on your line counter reel. And typically we're running 10-pound fire line. Now this is just a Shields line counter reel. You just notice here, just make sure that that reel is filled up so that way your line counters are more accurate. This is just a Shields Extreme trolling rod. Very good system. You just want a little bit of cushion on that rod where these fish hit it and that rod bends over and you reel the fish in. There we go. Fish is digging. Oh yeah, nice walleye. Oh, got another one on here. It's happening. Here, I'm just gonna flip this one in here. Look at that, just chunks. Just barely hooked in the tip of the jaw. Nice fish. Get this one here. Feels like a good fish. Staying down nice. Oh, come on up here. Oh yeah, there's a nice walleye. Get the net here. Oh, everything's a circus in this wind. Face full of hornet. There, another nice walleye. These are just beautiful fish. You know, when you're trolling in the 6, 7, 8, 9 foot range, you're going to see clumps of weeds coming up. They might be coming up 2, 3, 4 feet up off the bottom. Just run your baits right over the tops of the weeds. Don't worry about getting near the bottom. Just look at where those weeds top out on your electronics, on your depth finder, and run your lures just above them. And the other thing that I like to do is you take a rod holder and there's notches, so that way you can change the angle of the rod holder. What I'll do is I'll put a washer in there. That way I can cinch up the knob tight, but I can just bend that rod holder. That way I can keep these rod tips right at about the surface of the water. I find if I keep my tips down, there's less air between the rod tip and the water. I can make my whole trolling program a lot more accurate. It's a lot more easy to repeat. And a lot of times when you're trolling these weeds, I mean, you'll be so fine-tuned where it'll be like 37 feet or 24 feet. I mean, you're gonna be right down to it where you're gonna be within inches of just tickling the tops of those weeds. That's where it's at. Just run that crankbait right over the top of those weeds, those fish just come up and eat it. And this dirty stained water, I love like golden orange holographic colors, bright shiny colors if there's sunshine. But it's tough to beat gold or chrome. Sometimes some chartreuses, fire tigers. Oh, I got a fish on this other rod here. There. Boy, they fight hard. Get my clicker off. That wind is probably moving us 3.5 miles an hour. Oh yeah, there's a nice walleye. Get the long handle net. There we go. Nice. There we go. Great walleye. Get this hornet out of the net here. You know, these hornets are so popular on Devil's Lake. I think the big thing is, you know, we get this dirty, stained, turbid water, and it's just got a really hard vibration. I mean, you can just really feel it working back there. But also, too, you look at it, it's got a little bit wider profile, which I think these fish can find it, they can feel it. And I think that wider profile to a walleye, it looks like these young of the year white bass that a lot of times these fish are feeding on. I like to put my clicker on, just get snagged up, or just kind of an early warning system. And there isn't a boat out here. Unbelievable. This kind of fishing and there's nobody around. Oh, there's a fish. Pop her out of gear here, try to slow us down. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm just gonna ski him right in here. Oh, come here, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. These are just gorgeous walleyes. They're not too big where if you wanted to eat some fish, you could eat them, but they're just little chunks. There we go. Come here. Yeah, these water temps are starting to come up into that 70-degree mark, 75 degrees some days. When that water warms up, that's all these fish do is eat. And I think that's why trolling can be so effective out here. If you find them, you're going to catch them because these fish are eating. And I think the crankbait is just enable you to cover a lot of water and find these fish because, you know, these are some pretty big flats. You know, I would hate to try to just spot lock and just think you're going to land on them. You know, these fish are just moving around, you know, in 5 to 7, 10 feet of water, and you can just move with the fish. Catch a fish, get a bite, hit a waypoint, and just work the area.